Another glorious, fabulous day. I really went out of my way just to be as numb as humanly possible today. Just made every attempt to feel absolutely nothing because I feel way too much. And yes, the title of this video is accurate. It seems like every time I have this build-up or anticipation of the great event, the exploding sun, whatever the case may be, nobody knows. And then it doesn't happen. Afterwards, I start seeing a huge upswing in the number of 9/11s and 666s in what I assume is to be just a form of mockery, shoving it in my face. For what purpose? What good does it do? It doesn't do anything. And you know, my wife says that I try to look for these numbers, right? I believe they call it apnea, where you look for patterns in things that have no meaning. That is the furthest thing from what I have. I do not look for these numbers in any way, shape, or form. When I drive, I would say I see 2/3 of these numbers on license plates. And then maybe 20% elsewhere, like on my phone or out in public somewhere. And then the rest of the time, it would be like on specific apps, maybe. But no, I drive with focus. I drive with focus, and I'm focused on the road ahead of me. And every time I see one of these numbers, it's like something or someone drags my eyes to them. It feels unconscious. It's almost like I'm magnetically gravitating to the numbers. And I don't know why there would be so many 666s on license plates, considering all the possible number of combinations you can have with 7 letters and numbers in California plates. But I actually saw a 666 on a Washington State plate the other day, which is even more surreal because their plates only have 6 numbers. It makes no sense. It makes no sense with the amount of number combinations that you could possibly have. So what's the point? Just to rub it in my face that it's never going to happen? Or, as my wife says, it's just meaningless nonsense? And I guess I'll never know. I'm not expecting to ever know at this point. After so many years dragging on and on and on and on and on. And today I actually had a very interesting 9/11. It was a 9/11 Porsche Boxer. And it was flying past me at like 100 miles an hour. But strangely, it had its blinkers on, like almost telling the public that I am a hazard because I drive too fast. But I just thought that was interesting that a Porsche 911 had blinkers on and was like, blinkers are associated with sirens or an alarm. And then I later, a few miles down the road, I see him pulled over by a cop. Pulled over by another 911, right? And then what about those kids? They couldn't have been more than 20 years old. To me, that's a kid. 3 of them. Just having a casual conversation, as many passengers do. And then they mentioned some movie, I can't remember which one, and how the movie had the 9/11 event in it. And then they proceeded to describe in great detail the event of 9/11. Throughout the entire journey, a 10-minute ride or so. And I thought that was really fascinating, and I actually think that for that to be some kind of coincidence is completely nonsensical, actually. That's not the first time. That's not the first time. I've had other passengers. I remember I made a video a long time ago now, where a lady told me that she moved to a different state on September 11th. I remember that one. Like, when people talk about moving, do they often mention the exact date that they move? Is that a normal thing to do? No. Sure isn't. Yeah, the Porsche Boxer was interesting. But, yeah, and then what other lovely joys happened recently? What about the 3 cars that almost crashed into me? Yeah, all within a span of 20 minutes. And when I say crash into me, I don't mean they almost hit me and overcorrected and just kept moving on. No. They deliberately swerved in front of me really fast and really aggressively. And one got really close, like an inch away, literally. Then it happened again. And then it happened again. The only way I could describe it is it seems like they're deliberately trying to hit me. Anyway, I think we can come to a very obvious conclusion here. And that conclusion is that we will never have an answer. I certainly won't. And I truly just do not have an ounce of energy left in me regarding this. I have been drained dry. And maybe some of you are asking, like, why have this affect you? It's affecting me because it would affect you too if it happened to you as well. It's mentally draining. Mentally draining, okay? This is not just some one-off thing that's just this little nuisance or annoyance. It's worse than that. And I don't know what's next. I mean, nothing. I don't believe it'll ever mean anything. I don't believe it ever will. Oh, well, what if it's Luciferian signs, as my wife says it is? Well, that would be really disturbing if Lucifer was protecting me or showing me signs. That would be absolutely terrifying. I would not want to be part of that group whatsoever. Anywho,